Open. The Duke locker room is open at this time. So if we can't get to your question here, you can still get them at their locker room. Okay, we have Duke up on the podium. Duke advancing to the Sweet 16. We have head coach John Shire. We have freshman guard Jared McCain. We have sophomore forward Kyle Filipowski. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, then we'll go to questions for the student athletes, dismiss them in about 5 minutes, and take questions for Coach. But Coach Shire, if you want to start.
Yeah, just really proud of these guys and proud of our team. James Madison, you're playing a team that has 3 losses the whole year, and they had a really impressive performance against Wisconsin. And I don't know if we expected this, but I just thought our guys came out with such a great competitiveness, and they were obviously ready to play. Not just ready to play, you have to be ready to compete in these games. And everybody that was on the floor, I felt, had that. It helps, when you have a guy like Jared McCain, he broke the Duke record today for threes in the NCAA tournament. We've had some pretty good shooters here. And so to break that record with 8, I'm sure he's mad at me for taking him out early.
You want me to get the record?
He's going to be mad at me. He wanted to be in there more, but he had a great way about him, obviously. And Flip, just the attention that he gets in his passing. I thought it was one of the best passing games we've had. 22 assists and 6 turnovers. They're top 20 in the country with turning you over. And obviously we're going to enjoy this one, celebrate it today, and find out quickly who we're playing, and can't wait to go to Dallas.
We're going to start on this side of the room. Questions for the student athletes. We'll start in the back row, and then we'll go up one row. Yep. All right, we'll go row 4 on the aisle.
Hey, Jared, Adam Zagoria, NJ.com. At what point did you know you were just feeling it today, and were you upset that he didn't let you try to break the record of 9?
I feel like every game I'm always ready to see if I'm going to go off. I work so hard, so I'm just prepared every game. I do blame him a little bit for sure. He definitely just wants to keep that record. Yeah, I wanted to beat him, so.
It's not mine. He's talking about the points record. That's what he's talking about.
I just want to be him, really. That's all. That's really all my goal is in life, is to be him. But yeah, that's really it.
We'll stay on that same side in the back row.
Jared, when you hit that 6-3, was that the MJ shrug you did?
I don't know what I did out there, to be honest with you. I think so. I'm pretty sure that's what I hit. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I wasn't really conscious out there, though. So.
What was it like to, a first half there, you hit your first 6 threes, NCAA tournament game, and can you just describe what it felt like?
Yeah, it's the best feeling in the world when the work you put in is showing up on the court, especially in such a big game like this, to go to the Sweet 16. For these types of games, you just want to win, and I want to do everything I can to win. And tonight, if that was making shots, making threes, and then that's what it was. So I'm just grateful to even have this opportunity to go to the Sweet 16.
We're going to stay on that side in row 1, then we'll come over to this side. Go ahead. Row 1.
Jackson Hefner from the Breeze, JMU student newspaper. I'll keep it short. After last year, how much do you guys want to make the Sweet 16?
Start with Kyle, then go Jared.
Yeah, obviously Jared wasn't here last year to experience what we went through, but none of us forgot about what happened with Tennessee in the second round, and I think that just added a little bit more fire to us, to the returning guys, and we knew it was going to be a similar type of game. So I think we learned our lesson playing last year. We didn't want to repeat that at all. We just learned and moved on from that, and I think that showed tonight.
Yeah, I was watching that game last year, so we've been talking about all year how in the tournament people get more physical, they try to punk you, and we weren't going to let that happen. We weren't going to lose off that. So I obviously want to win for all these guys, especially what happened last year, so we just got to keep going.
We're going to go on this side. We're going to start on the end. Row 3, go ahead, and then we'll move into the second.
Tom Marion with AP Radio. Kyle, can you talk about the start of the game, the first few minutes where you took control? What went into that?
Yeah, just staying poised, knowing that it's a long game of runs, and just staying with my guys. I think just sticking to that game plan, having that trust and faith in one another. That really just gets the momentum flowing in our favor, and it was just a great feeling tonight.
Stay on row 3.
This is Jordan Ron from ESPN. This question's for Jared. I feel like the other night there was a couple balls that were halfway down and they kind of popped out. You were kind of just like smirking. How much did you think that this kind of game was coming, knowing that you were that close kind of the other night for this happening as well?
Yeah, I was talking with my family, like, when those shots go in and out, I know I'm just due. I'm due to make some more the other night, and tonight was that night. But yeah, when I see a few go in and out, I just kind of smirk at the rim because I know the rim just wants to give me back some makes. So yeah, and that happened tonight.
Or just don't hit the rim. You know, just.
All right, coach. All right.
We're on the same side. We're on the aisle, row 3.
Hey guys, Jerry Beach from Field Level Media. James Madison got off to a really fast start there tonight. They were really confident coming in. How essential is it for you guys to have that kind of first few minutes so that they didn't get a chance to build on Friday night's momentum?
Yeah, I mean, just watching the game against Wisconsin with them, you know, they had 14 of their first, 17 points and off of turnovers and in transition. So just not letting them get in the flow early on in the game. We won that game, a lot with our defense, and I know we had guys that were on fire tonight too, but that just came with our defense, so it's great.
We'll do last 2 for the student athletes, starting on this side in the back row.
Just a quick one for Jared. So when you hit your first 3, I don't know if you were smirking at the rim or the JMU student or family section. Was that smile towards the section?
Yeah, it was mostly towards that,
Okay.
the section.
And if I can just follow with one more, it's when you hit shots early like that, and maybe Kyle, you can address this, does it take away some of their physicality? Does it make you easy? Does it ease up some of their physicality or make you more comfortable with it?
Yeah, I mean, as a shooter, when you hit some early, they obviously want to press up on you. So it definitely makes the game wide open for drives, for kicks. But yeah, so to see if you go in early, I knew they were going to press up on me, so I knew how to get by them and make some kicks.
Kyle, anything to add?
No, I mean, Jared said most of it, and I think just with my passes in the beginning of the game, the first one to Jared, that really got him to start with those 8 threes. So yeah.
All credit to Flip. Yeah.
Thank you.
Last question for student athletes down here in row 1.
Hey Jared, Ryan Morick here with Fox News. When you're that hot, is it hard to kind of contain yourself and just not shoot from wherever you want?
Definitely. I definitely have to listen to coach here sometimes. But when you get that high, you want to just, pull it from half, do whatever you can. But I know in these types of games, obviously it's a game of runs. They can obviously come back, so you just got to make the smart play. But you definitely want to shoot it from anywhere.
Jared, Kyle, congratulations. We will see you at the Sweet 16.
Thank you.
Duke locker room is still open, so you can get these guys at the locker room. We'll take questions for Coach Shire at this time. We'll start here in row 2 on this side of the room.
Coach, I saw Roach, get his hand and look like he was writhing in pain. Blake's obviously went down really hard. It went completely silent. Any update on both of them and the health of your team going into the Sweet 16?
No, not yet. We have to get an X-ray for Jeremy. Clearly it looked like he dislocated his pinky there. And then Jalen, it's a scary play. I don't think there was any bad intention at all. Just it's a scary play. So obviously we got to get him examined and checked out, but I don't know his status yet.
We'll stay on that same side in row 4 on the aisle.
Hey, John, this is a little bit of a deeper question, but there's been a lot of talk about freshmen struggling in the tournament. Kentucky went out early. Seth Greenberg saying only older teams, advance. How do you kind of balance freshmen? What's the right balance for freshmen with older guys? Obviously, you have some really talented freshmen this year, and you're going to have a whole bunch next year. How do you kind of get the right balance with the older guys and the freshmen?
Well, it's an art form. I don't think it's an exact science, right? And when you recruit, especially in today's day and age, there's so much uncertainty, especially for us at least, when you have multiple players that have a chance to hopefully go pro at some point. So, everybody has their own journey. But, look, for me, should I have not recruited Jared McCain because he'd be a freshman? I just, end of the day, you go after the guys you believe in. And, look, we've been a part of, since I've been on staff with Coach K these last 2 years, that I've been head coach. We've won a national championship with the freshman heavy group. We've gone to 2 Elite Eights where you're right there. This group, it certainly helps to have a Jimmy Roach, the 15 team at Quinn Cook. Like there has to be some balance, of course, but you can't sit back and say this is exactly what you need, because when you have a chance to bring in the freshmen that we did this year or the freshmen for next year, we're going to do that every day of the week. I think anybody would if they could or they try to, but you still need experience in returning players. So for me, you try to find that balance, but that's the nature of being in college basketball in 2024.
We'll stay.
Yeah, there's no question you feel it, right? I mean, the average age, is certainly gone up. Next year will be the same way. I think a year from now it will go down a little bit, where things can maybe even out just from an age perspective. But you feel it now more. You definitely do versus a few years ago, or hopefully in 2 or 3 years from now as well. But absolutely, you do feel it.
Stay on that same side, also in row 4, a little further in.
Coach, Adam Weinberg with Minute Media. Between Houston and Texas A&M, is there a matchup that you prefer, and
No.
is there a matchup that you sense that your team prefers?
You get what you get. You get what you get. We'll be ready, whoever it is. 2 really good teams. I can't tell you. Yeah.
We'll come to this side of the room, row 4. Nicole?
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. John, you mentioned a couple days ago when you're at Duke and you lose 2 games, it can feel like the world is ending. How did you guys get from that a week ago to the performances here in Brooklyn?
Our guys talk about all the time. They talk about having humility. And, this game can humble you. I don't care if you're a coach, if you're a player. And, our last regular season game, the ACC tournament game, you have to have great humility to understand what you have to do better. And clearly all of us had to do something better. And, there's no replicating the work you need to put in. And the silver lining in that was it gave us a week to work on ourselves, to look in the mirror, to not listen to what people may think or we're done or I don't know what was said, because I truly don't pay attention. And I'm proud of our team for just sticking to the work. And one thing that our guys always say, humility, but also just having gratitude. Like you have to be grateful for the bad moments that come your way too. And if you handle them the right way, it can put you in a position where you're even more ready. And I thought that's what it did in the Vermont game, and then tonight against James Madison.
We'll do one final question for Coach on the other side of the aisle, row 5.
Roger Rubin from Newsday. It's a little bit like Nicole's question. You have this extra time after, the backdrop is obviously losing the conference tournament game, but you have this extra time. What did you do with the extra time that got your team looking like this coming in?
Well, I think it started with a lot of individual conversations, honest team conversations, because, obviously there's the work you need to put in on the court. That work doesn't matter if you don't know where your players' heads are at, what they're feeling, what they see, what they're getting. And so there's a lot of talks started there. And then for us, our defense was actually pretty good, but our offense hurt our defense, that in both games that we lost. And so, excuse me. And so for us, we just spent more time working on what's the next. We just kept saying, what's the next action? Team takes away the first thing, what are we going to next? And, you're not going to score 93 points every game, but I do think our offense was a lot better in these 2 games. And then just getting back to how you need each other. You need each other in this. I thought we had great connectivity and great practice habits. I know that's the last question, but shout out to our women's team. We're both in the Sweet 16. I'm watching the game, getting ready today, and Reagan Richardson. Oh my God, she was incredible today. So seeing our team go to Sweet 16, to share this with them, hopefully we can both keep advancing. But I just want to give them a shout out, and we'll see the ladies back in Durham. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. We'll see you in the Sweet 16.
Thank you.